when you're not staying tight in your core,
you'll know it.
You'll be able to feel it.
Yeah.
And that is one of those things that takes time again. That's not something that you're going to learn in 6 weeks. And despite what you might hear on some late night, what is it? Television. Yeah, commercial.
Or commercial, infomercial.
Yeah, infomercial, telemercial, infomercial.
The infomercials.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't talk right now. Get my camera.
All right. Now let's get into this, and let's talk about let's zoom out as it were, because right now we're in tight. We're talking about squats and deadlifts and all those kinds of things, and all that's great. Let's zoom out a little bit and get a wider angle view on this. Right. Some people are afraid, Charles, of weights. You're a strength coach,
right?
So obviously weights are a big part of what you do.
Exactly.
But there's a number of people out there who go, I don't know anything about the weights. I don't want to use weights. I've got this treadmill. I've got this bike. I've got this elliptical. I've got, jogging. I'm going to use the track. I'm going to go do some Pilates and these other things. And, and they are either afraid of weights because they think it's something for big, football type of people. They don't believe weights are something that can be used to burn calories and lose weight.
Okay. Well, for those individuals, I try and ease them into this type of stuff slowly. Use what they're familiar with. So if they're a runner or if they do the Pilates and stuff like that, I try and show them how it can improve what they do. And that's the main thing. You gotta try to show people how it improves what they currently do.
So weights need to be feared but respected.
Right. Exactly. Kind of like our parents, even at 35, you go home, your pops tells you to do something, and you're like, all right, I'm going to do it. And he's like, nah, I need you to do it now. You go and you do it. Even at 35. You fear him, but you do out of respect.
But you got to respect it.
Right. Weights are the same thing.
Okay, so you have to be careful. You can't just go at the weights any kind of way, but they can be very useful.
Exactly.
Very useful. Like to burn calories in what way?
Well, they're useful for a lot of things. Not just burning calories or burning body fat and building muscle, but if we're going to look at, I'm going to go to one of my favorite subjects with women, bone health. Okay?
Bone health?
Yeah, stronger bones, fighting osteoporosis and things like that. So the stronger you are, the denser your bones are, the more resistant they are to break. The same thing with tendons and ligaments.
So lifting weights can fight osteoporosis?
Yes, there are numerous studies. You can look that up. You can look that up right now on WebMD and be like, osteoporosis, weight training, and you'll find a slew of studies that show all of that.
Wow. Okay. So now that is interesting. Now there's some information you can use. Now, so you can use this to not only burn calories or build strength, but you can also improve bone density now, is what I'm hearing. And strengthening areas around certain ligaments and tendons and things of that nature, even for people who are recovering from surgery or had rehab, things of that nature. I do a segment on Way 31 with Dr. Kendall Black from SportsMed. He talks about the need for rehab and how critical rehab is to each and every one of his surgeries, because without it, you can go home and you're not getting anything done. So you got to do rehab for your joints, rehab for your hips, rehabs for your knees, rehabs for your shoulders, anything that has been cut on in the joint area needs a proper rehab session to get proper use out of it.
Right. And that's where the physical therapist comes in. We're gonna need that doctor's name again, by the way. So. Yeah, you want to make sure you do your rehab, and then once you've been cleared, you come to a guy like me, and we basically start you from scratch with something like that. I want to restore proper joint function. So if you've had, shoulder surgery, I need to see what you're cleared to do. Second, I want to see that list of things that the doctor has you do, and then we're going to use that to expand out of the stuff that he has you do. We're going to keep that in your program throughout. I'm not going to take that out because why would I? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Charles Gardner is here with us, everybody. If you've got questions about getting the most out of your workout, you can feel free to give us a call at 837-1600. That's 837-1600. Charles, talk to me about a very, very important subject, and that is how to find the proper gym. Now, that is huge for a lot of people, and this is why. There are so many options, and we're not going to go through the trouble of calling all the gyms. But there's a lot of different options out there for a number of different people, and it's clear when you get into certain places, people are mismatched with their gym. You walk in the gym and you go, I am not in the right place. I don't know what all this equipment is. This is just too much. Or then you walk into some other place and you go, this is wasting my time in here. This equipment is not good enough for me. I need something where I can get a good workout in, and this ain't cutting it. So how do you find the proper gym for you?
All right. Well, this is interesting because it can kind of follow the same pattern that we put with the learn. You have the primitive, the secondary, and then the alert. And so with finding a gym, you can start out with, say, your standard issue box gym that has tons of equipment, just as far as the eye can see. I like to call those, your standard issue box gym, mainstream gyms. Okay. Those are good for people who are just trying to break in and trying to figure out where they want to go. Then you have the next level gyms, and then those are more geared towards certain things, like you have your CrossFit gyms, and then you have your powerlifting gyms, and then you have your athletic development centers, and sometimes those are open to members of the public during certain times, so where you can train like an athlete. So and that type of environment, you're gonna learn different things. Okay, so usually those environments are more intense. And you have to have a really good strength base to go to a place like CrossFit or D1 or where I work, Vortex. You have really good strength bases because, especially where I am, Vortex, we're more of a powerlifting, sport performance type of facility. So, and that's kind of what we cater toward.
Okay, Charles Gardner's here with us, everybody. We've got one more segment left with him and time to take your questions. You can give us a call. If you've got any, 837-1600, that's 837-1600. When we get back, we're going to be asking Charles about how to find the right trainer. So now we know about how to get in the zone. We know about flow. We know about how to find the right gym. Now, what if you need that extra help finding the right trainer for you? Thank you for listening to WEUP Talk, WEUP. AM.com. This is where information is power.